Hi you all, thanks for tuning to Gambian Beauty 101. My name is Minsada, and today's video is going to be about coloring your extensions. I know the spring is around the corner and the summer. I live in Atlanta, even though it's springtime, it's still cold. I feel like I'm still in winter, especially around the corner. But when it's spring, you want those bright colors, you know, like a lot of neon colors are in style this year. The reds, the blues, the bright ombres and things like that. And a lot of people are excited to try it, but one thing that you need to know is coloring the hair does affect the longevity of your extensions. Yes, just like with your natural hair. If you color it back to back to back, it's going to damage your hair with time. So make sure that if you're a beginner, make sure you look at a lot of YouTube videos. Just go, you can type them up. You can look at a lot of companies. When you look at a lot of companies, they have tutorials on how to use their product and things like that. They're really helpful on step by step. I use B2W sometimes I use Piranha lightener. I use Quick Blue sometimes, depends on how bright I want the hair. And when I want the hair to process slowly, I don't go over 20 volume. If you're a beginner and use that 40 volume, that mug's gonna turn quick if you have hair that hasn't been dyed. So if you're a beginner, you're going kind of slow, don't get 40 volume. It is stronger, it does work faster, but it's not easier to control, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's going to turn a lot faster and you're not going to be able to control it. You're not going to be able to watch it and see if it's turning the color that you want. Because sometimes if you're coloring hair or lifting hair, you don't want it to be that bright pale yellow. You want it to be a level 6. You want it to be a level 5. Or even a level 3 if you're just trying to go a little browner or things like that. And you don't always have to use bleach to lighten hair. You don't always have to use 20 or 30 or 40. You can even use 10 or 10 or 5 volume developer just to get a little bit lighter. I did go to Palm Mitchell, so with the Palm Mitchell system, 10 volume gave me 1 shade of lift, 20 volume 2 shades, a level, and then 30 volume 4 shades. So that's how I really determine what shade or what level on the color wheel I'm going for. But with that being said, you can always buy deposit or color that's deposit only and use a 40 volume and still have the hair be lighter, because the 40 volume is going to have that brown color. If you get a hair, most hair, virgin hair, unprocessed hair, it's like a number 1B, number 2. If you get hair and it's like jet black, most time it is processed, that jet black color, so it's more like a 1B, number 2. So number 2 is like a level 2. If I want a level 2 and I want a brown color, you can use 30 volume and like a 5B, 5 brown color, and still have that brown nice color without using any bleach or any lightener whatsoever. But if you want to go dramatic, you want to get those bold rainbow colors, you have to first bleach the hair. It might take 2 times for you to lift the hair to the color that you want. You want it to be a pale yellow, bright level 10, level 9 color before you deposit any color. I use Piranha Chroma Silk. That's my ultimate favorite color line when it comes to depositing color and getting that bright color that you're looking for. It works really good and it's easy to use. So I use B2W sometimes and I go with it, use 40 volume, put on my extensions. If it doesn't come as light, then I'll go and I use glider color and I use it again, and then it gets that bright pale yellow color. If you want to see a video on how I do this, I will start doing weekly tutorials on coloring techniques during the whole summer, just to give you guys more techniques and more styles. So you want highlight videos or coloring videos, comment below and let me know. So make sure you get that pale yellow. When you get that pale yellow, then take the Chroma Silk, and then it comes in a tube. You don't have to use any developer with it. Put it all the way through the hair. Even if you use foil, lift it up. Make sure that it's all the way through process. Don't be cheap with it when you're buying your hair color. Always buy 1 or 2 tubes more, because you're going to need it. You don't want to have to run out. It's always better to have more than have less. So put that on it, let it process, read the direction time. I think it's 45 minutes if I'm correct. Let it process all the way through, and you should have a bright, vibrant color. If the hair is like a brown and you put that color on it, it's not going to be as vibrant as you want it to be. So make sure that you, again, look at the color that you buy and make sure you read all direction. A lot of people think that if you leave the color on for a longer time, it gets brighter or it takes better. That's not always correct. When you buy dye, especially professional color, the longer you leave it on doesn't mean that it's going to take better. Some people like buy color and then leave it on for like 3 hours. Like, what you doing? I said it's 45 minutes or 30 minutes. Don't leave it on your hair for like 3 hours and think that's going to take better. It's not. Okay, it's not. Sometimes some companies, if you buy hair or buy color from them, it tells you after 45 minutes, it will stop processing. Meaning, if you leave that hair on for 45 minutes or 50 minutes, it's going to be the same. But if you rinse it out before the 5 minutes, you will see a big difference. It won't be as vibrant or won't stain as well. So I would say 45 minutes to do an hour if you want to be on the safe side. But do not leave it on for a long period of time that it's not going to change the color. It's not going to change the effect. Especially when you buy high quality products. If you buy like Adore, sometimes I've noticed that my trick is when it comes to extensions, I always add a little bit of developer to my Adore liquid. I think it takes better to the color. It helps it grab. I wouldn't do it on my natural hair because the developer and the semi-permanent color, I wouldn't recommend that. But with my extensions, I always put a little dab of developer, like 20 volume, 10 volume, into my Adore, and then it makes it so shiny. It grabs onto those blonde bundles like crazy. Just try it, let me know. A lot of people that I've told the trick to, they've noticed that it grabs that color like crazy. With Adore, I've noticed that you do have to make sure that you buy a lot more, because it is a lot. It's more of a liquid consistency compared to Pravana, which is more cream. It's thicker. It just gets the job done a lot faster. To me, Pravana leaves more of a shine. Only con with Pravana, I've noticed that once you do it, you have to cut that bad boy off or put black or brown on top of it. It's hard to get that hair color out. You have red hair, you know how hard red is to get out of here. That's another thing with red hair. If you are the kind of person you want to change different colors. When I first got this hair, it was brown, like a number 1, B, number 2. If I wanted to try different colors in the color wheel, first thing I would do is leave it at the same color first week. Add a couple of highlights. Then I will go brown. If I wanted to the whole head brown, like level 4, honey, like brown. Then I would do a honey blonde. If you buy weave, number 30. Then I will go blonde. When you go blonde, that bright 27, 613, that is when you're able to deposit color to it. If I'm trying to go purple, green, blue, all that stuff, last thing I try to do most of the time, if I know that, for example, if you want to go purple and you also want to go red, do red first and then do purple. Why? Because if you do red, you can always add blue to the extensions and it will become purple, just like in elementary school. Blue and red makes purple. Yeah, so that's what happens. If you have hair that's too red, you can use a little bit of hair dye that has a green base to it. It will cancel out, just like in school. Green and red cancel each other out, makes brown. Just like in school, you see it all catches up as you get older. And just like, what else colors go? Yellow and violet. If it's too yellow or too, that's it. You have the shimmer lights. That's why the liquid is purple, because it cancels out and doesn't it cancels out some of the color, and then you get that bright red color, bright blonde color that you need. Helps neutralize it and give it a better or more natural looking texture or tone to it. So if you want more series on hair coloring and more tips, please comment, let me know, and I'll try to do as many videos as possible every week showing you different hair coloring products, different hair coloring techniques that you can use on your natural hair and extensions. Because a lot of people don't wear extensions back to back. You want to wear your own hair, you want to color it, you want to venture out and do different things. So just let me know and I'll do that for you. Thanks and God bless.